evening and welcome to our 9 p.m. English news brought to you live by RTD. Djibouti, Saudi Arabia. President Guelleh in the capital. North Korea. Meeting of Security Council after the shooting of missile.
Those are the top stories, and thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, has returned to the capital after participating in the summit of Arab American Muslims at the invitation of the King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, in the presence of the American President Donald Trump, who was visiting Riyadh. He was greeted by the Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, and the President of the National Assembly, Muhammad Ali Ahmed, as well as the members of the government and also Chief of the Army and different authorities, as well as military and civilians personalities. This summit, which was dedicated to the reaffirmation of the privileged nature of relations of friendship and cooperation between the Arab and Muslim countries and the United States of America, has seen the participation of several heads of states and government. And note that the President Ismail Omar Guelleh has pronounced a speech in which he stated to stand together in order to face the crisis of Islamic extremism in the Islamist terrorist group.
Under the slogan "Together we prevail," the Arab Summit Islamo-American, which has seen the participation of more than 55 Arab leaders and Muslims in the presence of American President Donald Trump, has been called yesterday evening at the International Center of King Abdulaziz Conference in Riyadh. The summit will form a partnership between the United States and the Arab and Muslim countries, will strengthen cooperation in a fight against terrorism and extremism. In a speech of this occasion, the President Trump is declared the bearer of a message of friendship, of hope and of love, called upon country presented to isolate Iran and accusing Tehran of fanning the fires of sectarian conflict and terrorism.
And in an interview with the Djibouti ambassador to Riyadh, the Aydin Said Bamakrama stressed the importance of the Arab American Islamic Summit organized by Saudi Arabia. He recalled that this summit brought together many leaders of the Arab and Muslim world, including the guardian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, as well as US President Donald Trump, who is on his first visit outside since he took over the reins of power. He explained that the King of Saudi Arabia invited 55 heads of states and government to attend the summit that evoked the establishment of a partnership between the Arab and Islamic countries and the United States of America. He noted that the President of the Republic participated in the summit at the head of a high-level delegation in order to meet with King Salman and the US President to discuss various issues in the region, particularly the fight against terrorism, which constitutes a threat to the security and stability of regional states. Ambassador, the Djibouti, Saudi Arabia, states that the Djibouti Republic has made a strong contribution to the fight against terrorist groups. The President of the Republic, in his speech, he said, urged world leaders to intensify efforts to prevent terrorism, noted the ambassador of Djibouti to Riyadh.
Our envoy in Riyadh has seized the opportunity to interview the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, said the summit was dedicated to the reaffirmation of the privileged nature of the relation of friendship and cooperation between the Arab-Muslim country and the United States of America. Has seen the participation of several heads of state government. It will form a partnership between the United States and the Arab and Muslim countries and will strengthen the cooperation in the fight against terrorism and extremism.
A workshop on strengthening the capacity of members of parliament and parliamentary assistants in the mastery of techniques for the development of the laws and exercise of rights of amendment and the principles inherent to the constitutionality of laws. And this training program has been organized in close partnership by the Parliament. The inaugural ceremony of the session of the 3 days was placed under the leadership of the President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Muhammad Ali Ahmed. The event brought together in a room, in the conference room, the commissions, the members from the various commissions, and particularly the Commission of Legislation, the Parliamentary Administration, and an international consultant, in the case Mr. Melege Traoré. The activities of the first day have been marked by the discussion on the major principles of law and the techniques of elaboration, that is to say, design of the act, its good practices in the field of the preparatory work and prior consultations of institutions concerned. The workshop will also focus on the basic principles of legislative drafting, on the exercise of the right of amendment, as well as on the principles relating to the constitutionality of laws, or on the control of constitutionality of a law, that is to say, to know the set of procedures with the aim of ensuring the supremacy of the Constitution by cancelling or by paralyzing the application of any act which will be otherwise. In special on this occasion, the President of the National Assembly, Mohamed Ali Ahmed, has reiterated its thanks to the ICVF for its support in its technical as well as financial support in the framework of the policy of strengthening the capacity of parliamentarians and the administrative staff of the Parliament.
The 7th meeting of Steering Committee Forum for the General Inspector of Africa State and Assimilated met today at the Hotel Campeski for this meeting, which is held in Djibouti for most of the time, but today 6 more countries were present, in the case Madagascar, Angola, Ivory Coast, Mauritania, Democratic Republic of Congo and Djibouti. In the course of the work of this 7th meeting of directories, several important points will be in order of the day. The review of the report activity of the account of the year 2016 and the phrases, the consideration of the report of activity and the account of the year 2016 of the Institute of Phrases, the foundation necessary to enable our country to reactive to change our trade, and the constant mutation of the public sector of our country.
Still in the national news, this morning was held the swearing-in ceremony of a lawyer and 3 translators who represented the department service. The ceremony was held in the presence of senior officials in the Department of Justice. In the first place, the lawyer Ahmed Hussein Hassan, followed out by 3 translators who are Aziz Mohammed Abdullah, Istahil Farahid, and Hussein Ismail Arsan.
The Division General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim has chaired a closing ceremony of 2 military courses at the military camp Wa'ais Ajab of Wa'a in the presence of the Prefect of Arta, Mr. Abdullahi Darar Ukiye, General Hassan Ali Kamil, as well as the many officers of the army. Arriving on the scene, the Division General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim was welcomed by the leader of the body of the camp, Sheikh Osman, the Lieutenant Colonel Dahir Hassan Abdid. The General Secretary then took the honor of the troops, including turning carrying on the place of the report of Wa'ais Ajab camp of Wa'a. In his turn of Lieutenant Ahmad Qasadar Dahir, commander of the camp of Wa'a, to proclaim the result of these 2 internships, namely in course CME, Minority Certificate Elementary, and the CTA Shield Technical Certificate Elementary, organized for the benefit of the staff of the Sheikh Osman. It should be noted that the military member of the Republic Guard participated in internship Shield. The Division General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim then proceeded to the delivery of the step of the fights of recipient.
And as usual, the visit of the General Secretary Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, has been concluded in a festive atmosphere. The trainees have prepared folk dances and poetry in local languages that have marked the delegation.
After the communities in the four regions Tuno, Dikil, Tajura, Ali Sabih and Obok, the team of the rural telephonic caravan went to this morning to Kadar, the region of Arta, in order to sell the rural telephone to the population of Qatar. The inhabitants of Qatar have crowing the soul to buy the rural phone. This rural telephonic of Djibouti Telecom is equipped with a small solar panel for recharging the phone. The price of the phone is 3,000 francs Djibouti. This modest amount giving meaning to the project of the network extending of rural telephone of Djibouti Telecom. This caravan will continue to all communities in the region of Arta.
The caravan for the 40th anniversary of the independence continues its activities in the various sectors of the capital. After the place Harbi and the Pish Siesta, it was the time of PK12 neighborhood. In fact, it is at the place central of this large neighborhood of commune of Belbela that the caravan organized its rostering pocturion as well as its festive atmosphere within the population in the presence of the members of the National Committee organizing of the activity of the 40th, as well as at their head the representative of the President Organizing Committee, Mr. Adi Mohamed Dato. A huge crowd from the different parts of the civilian population has taken part in this event. In addition to the members of the civil population, the caravan has allowed also to many officials such as the honorary member Abdi Mumin, the president of the commune, Mr. Abari Noor, as well as elected representative and wise man of PK12 to be part of it. And it is in a festive atmosphere that the crowd followed with enthusiasm the musical program and cultural artists of the evening.
Always concerning upon the 40th anniversary of the country, for the purpose we are going to put in spotlight the car structure in 1977 to our day in this report. Listen to it, please. The Republic of Djibouti, since 1977, or 40 years ago of existence, has evolved enormously in the structure of care. Before accession to our independence, Djibouti had only the Hospital Pelletier and 5 clinics scattered in the capital, such as dispensary Farhat and HDD. Health of Djibouti is free and funded and fully financed by the state. The Hospital Pelletier is the first health institute of Djibouti and has seen the light of the day in 1897. It was created by the General Company of the Railway Construction Ethiopian, and it is in this established hall has still expanded in 1949 with the construction of a pavilion for contagious diseases. On its ability has 350 beds, and by the modernization of the laboratory of microbiology. The hospital bears the name of the chief physician in the year status. He died in 1955. The same year, the hospital grew a new block, modern, operative. In 1968, maternity called Martial seized the day with a capacity of 35 beds with individual cabin comfortable and a service of ophthalmology and telebeds. Today, the General Hospital Pelletier has a capacity of 368 beds. It is the hypothesis recently the General Hospital Pelletier with acquisition of a scanner of a last generation on 27 January 2017, which was inaugurated by the President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, within the new center of the scanner, brand new. The President of the Republic has been able to see the meadows of the various premises of this new center, especially in the scanner. This scanner of the last generation is not only the second of its kind in Africa and our countries after that of Egypt, but this is of the unmatched performance in the field of imagining and speed of execution. This scanner last cry always allowed a reconstruction of the body image in 3D machine. The latest allow you to consult in depth while providing a fair diagnosis of various organs such as the brain, heart, stomach, with extensive review of bone, abdomen, lungs, vein and arteries, vascular disease. Quality care and adequate to Djiboutian population up to put in place the universal care of health.
In other news outside the country, the UN Security Council will hold an emergency meeting on Tuesday in response to North Korea's latest ballistic missile test, Council President Anglais said on Sunday. The meeting was requested by the United States, Japan and South Korea. Anglais' mission to the United Nations said North Korea test launch was the U.S. Pacific Command described as a medium-range missile. Earlier on Sunday, the second missile test this week and the 10th this year. Missile which was fired from Bokchang, North Korea, traveled about 500 kilometers before landing in the Sea of Japan, according to the South Korean and U.S. militaries. It followed the test launch May 14 of what was believed to be an intermediate-range Hwasong-12 missile that Pyongyang boasted was capable of carrying a heavy nuclear warhead. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson earlier on Sunday said the latest test was disappointing and disturbing. Tensions in the region have soared amid the drumbeat of missile tests and persistent fears of the Pyongyang might conduct a sixth nuclear test. And that's it for tonight's news. Thanks for joining us in RTD. Have a good night.